Today, I'm joined by Mark Burgess, who's written this book, Prepare AI's Impact on a State Agency. And we're doing a 5-part series. This is part 4. We're talking about the future of AI. So we're looking at a state agency AI in 2035. We're now moving 10 years forward. What does a good estate agent look like then?
Oof, wow. I mean, it's very hard to predict, obviously, that far in the future, but let's have a go at it.
And I want you to particularly look at tech. I
mm,
want you to look at the leadership, and I want you to look at it overall as an industry.
I think the rules of business won't necessarily change in the sense that right now, if you want to be successful in any business, estate agency included, you have to have something that makes your company stand out as unique. There's got to be some reason I want to use your company, not just because you can do a service for me. And I don't think those rules will particularly change. The speed that we can work, the manpower that's required to do some of the tasks that are around today, that will all change massively over the course of the next 10 years. But the challenge of somehow standing out in a crowded marketplace, I think will remain as it has remained for what, centuries, I guess. So the general rules of business will be the same. How we achieve our everyday work will be completely different, obviously, because of the advent of the way that technology is moving with things.
What will that actually look like though?
Okay, well, let's look at the jobs that an estate agent is doing at the moment. Um, at the moment, a lot of estate agents they get a property on the market, they advertise it on the internet, on various different portals, they
Press the button on match it on CRM,
match it on
and then
CRM. Well, a lot of them don't even do that because they let Rightmove do the matching for them. They wait for the inquiries to come in. They then speak to all of the inquiries. Well, that part isn't going to be needed.
they
Right?
don't speak to him.
No, well,
No,
yeah,
only one in
they
two.
say that they speak to all the inquiries. Um, they say that they qualify all of those inquiries. They say that they find out which ones have got houses to sell. Like that's supposedly the job. All of that can just be done, obviously, by the computer. Now, the caveat there is that people go, "Oh, I don't want a computer to do it." The computer will do the administrational part so that you can have the human part with the right people. The computer can say, I don't know, if it's lettings, for instance, the computer can do the calculation that says, like, well, you won't be eligible for this property because the multiples don't work, but we'll keep you informed of new ones rather than me have to do it. The computer will contact them 4 times to try and get through to them rather than you having to do it. But once the information has been gathered, then you can do the human part. Um, whether the physical viewings change over the course of the next 10 years, they're probably likely. I can't foresee who's going to create that technology, but it seems pretty standard that we'll look back and go, wasn't it crazy that we used to have to do it, go around the house. Of course, in the end, you'll go to the house before you buy it. In terms of the value in a estate agency, my opinion is that those people that will still be standing in 10 years will have proprietary data. Like if you look at,
That's contact details and
it's not contact details, it's not just contact details, it's contact details and everything about those contacts, what they're looking like, not just what they're looking for, but when they were last active, what properties they've been looking at, what their problems are,
so
all
not
that
just what
sort
the
of thing.
negs are put on the system.
No. The
The,
next
the
won't even be putting it on the system. That will be a thing of the past. There's no need for negs to be putting anything on the system.
and then with cookies and other tracking stuff, which is all legal, they can follow people around and see what their propensity to do things is.
Yeah, that's right. And so
Because that text there, or tech like that text already here, isn't it?
yeah, and so if you look at something like, say, direct line insurance, they come off the compare websites, which were the big rage. No one needed to go direct to an insurer anymore because we had compare websites until direct line realized, well, this can't be anything other than a race to the bottom because on a compare website, of course, I'm just going to put them in price order. Direct line are always going to be off the page. So they said, we're not on compare websites, and they spent their money advertising that. If you look at most valuable companies in the world in the year 2000, none of them were data companies. If you look at the 10 most valuable companies in the world now, 6 of the top 10 are data companies. Another 2 of them supply the chips to the data companies. And one of them is an oil company that's unique because it's backed by, you know, Saudi Arabia. So data is where the whole world is at, except for a estate agency. Estate agents still go, oh, I'll use Rightmove's data to sell your house. So the person goes, oh, well, you're going to use Rightmove's data. He's going to use Rightmove's data. What's the difference? We have to get to a world whereby I come and see you as a vendor and I say, I can show you the digital version of my hot box from, you know, 1990. It's mine. It's my data.
So they can actually say,
Yeah.
how many agents say, oh, I've got a bigger database?
But these are my people. Specifically, I can show you what they've just been doing, what properties they've just been looking at. I can show you to the exact detail they match with your house in the price band we're talking about. Do you want me to speak to these 7 people? Forget advertising it on the internet. I need 2 people to want your house to get you the best price. So I can do that for you, and only I can do it. That's where we need to get to for a estate agency to survive. They have to have proprietary data.
It will almost come back full circle, where people actually used to match properties to people.
Yeah, well, I've got agents that do it, and universally, unanimously, their fees are tripling, their market shares are tripling. Like, they are not leaving Rightmove, but they're not including Rightmove in the conversation. They're sitting with the person going, look, there's 1 million visitors a day to Rightmove. In a good year, there's what, 1 million transactions that happen in the UK. So what is that? 0.02% of these people. So what's going to happen if I put your house on Rightmove is we're going to have a lot of people come round. It's not likely any of them are going to offer, because we've just established that 0.02 of them are not. So you're going to then reduce the price based on the fact that we had a load of people around that weren't going to buy it anyway. I've got these people that have jumped through specific hoops to get into my database because they find out about properties earlier than the portals. And so therefore, they're only interested people would do that. I can see this person is looking for your type of house in this exact location, in the price band we're talking about. In fact, I've got 7 of them here. 5 of them are first-time buyers. 2 of them have got nothing to sell. Shall I just talk to these people first? Like, you need me if you want that service. And now I'm in a field of 1. So you have to have proprietary data to survive in 2030.
So therefore, it's all about getting the people to go to your system, get themselves logged on, because again, the agent doesn't need to do that. But again, people are more likely to put their own information on than give it to someone on the phone.
And they put in everything. They tell you whether they've got houses to sell, whether they've sorted their mortgage, their solicitors. You've got to give them a reason. So our agents they launch properties to their database because they don't have to manually do the match. They can say it confidently. If you register here, you'll learn about properties before they hit the portals.
Classic FOMO, using the people element. Yeah.
So they tie in with like the Neuron websites where some of the properties are blurred out unless you're registered and all of that stuff, and they get registrations. 20% of those registrations have properties to sell that are not yet on the market. So they're actually offering something to just get a load of leads.
And the computer recognizes that they're a local home to sell, not someone who lives in Aberystwyth.
Yeah, and the computer, not only that, inside Lifecycle, you could draw a specific area, let's say the Kingswood estate. It knows the person's on the Kingswood estate, so it puts content in front of them about the Kingswood estate. And the person's going, they get in a video going, this is a bit of a long shot, but if there's anybody out there who's got a property to sell on the Kingswood estate, we've done this, and this. Like what you say about the Rightmove pie charts, they're irrelevant for most people, except for a small portion that they're relevant for. Well, we can identify who those people are, can't we? So it's proprietary data, I guess, is the answer. 2035 for all companies, regardless of whether you're an estate agent or not. And I'm amazed that estate agency isn't there already, because most industries are. You need proprietary data if you want value in your business.
Interesting times ahead. In the last part, I want to not necessarily talk about the book itself, but talk about why you wrote the book. Just again, for ladies and gentlemen, I'll just show that to you now. There we go. Why you wrote the book, and your journey to get to it. So we'll see you on the other side.
Okay.